This is Cundall Hall Fishery, which is the next one downstream from Cundall Lodge, which I videoed the other day. You used to pay at a cottage, but now you drive down the drive through the big brick gate pillars. This is the farm, and you park there alongside these buildings and you pay here, which is £5. You put it in that little box there, and it says there is no night fishing and you have to be off by 9 o'clock. Anyway, let's go and have a look at it. It's a while since I was down here. Now you can fish the fields down below the farm, but very few people do, which is down past the car, and then you turn left at the end of that red tiled roof, and there's a stile over into the bottom field. I used to have a great big bull in, I don't know whether it's still there, but it never seemed to bother anybody. So when you come round the end of the buildings with the red tile roof, you come down this little grassy bit and over this stile here, and there's the bottom end at Cundall Hall. Which goes way, way down there to those buildings in the distance and beyond. That's Fordington down there. That's the house garden, farm garden. So you cannot fish adjacent to the garden on the downstream side because of this bank of willows. It's not a far walk, I would think it's maybe 100 yards or so before you're able to fish the river. So this is the peng just below those willows, and there you see quite fast flow on the far side and some willows there. I don't know how it fishes this bit. There are very few willows on the opposite bank for barbel to hide themselves away underneath. Anyway, that's the Cundall Hall stretch, and there's a lot of it if you want to have a go at it all. Well, it's the 14th of September, Monday, and just coming round the corner of the field there towards the gate, all these cows and calves. There is that big bull. He doesn't seem bothered at all, don't seem phased at all. I wouldn't like to have to push past him, mind. In here with his harem. So having paid your money, you come back up the drive to that second gate. The first gate goes into the garden and is private, so you come to that second gate there, through there and along the back of the garden. So you come down this drive through the gate pillars. Very nice it is too. That's the farmhouse, and you can just see my car there through the trees. So just come along this hedge line here to the end and then turn right, and it takes you down to the river. So right and down through that little gate in front of us. So come through the little gate, there's the garden of the farm. You're not allowed to fish in front of that. That's private. And there we can see the first signs of the river. And there's a path cut down here, which is very handy. So this is the Cundall Hall stretch, and just up round that corner there is the weir at the bottom of Cundall Lodge, And you can see there's a lot of pace on this water here. So this is the bottom peg. Those willows opposite, some willows downstream. And this is the second peg going upstream. Again, you've got willows opposite, quite fast flowing water. And that's looking downstream. As I said earlier, you can fish downstream for, I think it must be nearly 3/4 of a mile, but between here and downstream is the farm garden, which you're not allowed to go anywhere near. This is about halfway up. There's little tussocks of grass in the water. You can see the streamer weed in there. You've got some nice willows there. They're very fast flowing and shallow. So this is the topmost fishable peg. It's just willows above here, which you can't get access to the river. So there's a bit of a drop down to it, but if you listen carefully, you can hear the Craighill Weir at the bottom of Cundall Lodge stretch. You can see the building there, which appears on a video about Cundall Lodge, so you know exactly where we are. And there we are, looking all the way downstream. And what you can see there is only a fraction. It's probably a third of what you can fish. As I've said, most people fish above the farm. Very, very few people fish down below the farm. And it goes all the way down to Fordington, where it meets up with the Fordington stretch of the West Riding Anglers above Thornton Bridge.